here's what I'll do. I'll tell you a little bit about me first. Then I'll walk you what we're going to go through today, and then we're going to jump right in. Okay, really important. So, first thing about me. So, my name is Catalin Matei. I do not know how to spell that in English. Sorry, guys, but that's my name. It's kind of Russian name, so it's really hard with the spelling of that things. So, I'm the CEO of Increase Media. I started this agency, I was 17 years old. I really started at a fairly early age because I love these things. I love digital stuff. I love the internet. I love technology. I just love it. So it was natural for me. It was something that I've done almost automatically. I've never been employed in my life. So this is going to be probably interesting for a lot of people that are listening to me for the first time and have not followed me online or whatever it is, because I fairly do things my way. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And do not get really critical, because you're going to see a lot of grammatical errors, a lot of, yeah, you love them. My professor doesn't. So you're going to see a lot of grammatical errors. I'm going to try to be as authentic and as straight as I can, because what matters for me is not for me to be grammatically correct. It's for you guys to understand the message and be able to do something with it. Cool? The agency I have right now, it's about 20 people. I think 20 people, close to there, with a couple of interns and stuff like that. We mainly work with external companies, US-based companies, and some European companies as well. Also, the only clients that we have from Romania, or the majority of them, are e-commerce companies. So that makes me kind of insightful in the area that we're going to speak in, okay, and we're going to talk about. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm really passionate about the global kind of sphere of digital marketing and social media. And hopefully I can bring you guys some insight, so that you guys can take this and apply this in your career, job, start a new venture, whatever it is that you guys want to do. So I really want you guys to help me with this, because I'm really willing to throw my presentation away if it doesn't fit the audience that it's here, you know? So first question would be, that's level, industry, and needs. Cool, guys? So first is, let's start with the industry. Which one of you actually own an e-commerce store? Cool, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a pen and paper. Okay. Okay, so that's like 5 people owning an e-commerce store. Which ones of you work for a company that's in e-commerce? It's not the same people, okay? I cannot, so it's about 7. So own 5, work 7. Okay, which ones of you want to start your own e-commerce thing? It's not the same people, okay? What are you doing? Okay, that's about 4 people. What are the rest of you doing? Are you working in a job that's maybe not related? Are you in marketing? So which ones of you are working or doing something that's not e-commerce related, but you want to learn the marketing behind everything else? Cool, so that's a lot of people. Non-e-commerce. What are you guys doing here? Got it. Cool. Well, I'm the guy for that. Cool. Can I hear a couple of people that are not in that sphere? What are you guys doing? Just a couple of people, if you can speak to me. It's really important, so I can. You're a lawyer. So you got it. So you'll be looking. You're on your own. You kind of want to market yourself, or you work with a company. So you're in the e-commerce, want to launch your own thing. Okay, I didn't ask that. So who wants to launch? I asked it? I did, right? Okay, got it. So you're a lawyer, you want to launch your own thing. Okay, who else? It's in something different I have not reached. You're blogging, so you want to learn promotional strategies to promote yourself. Anybody else a blogger? Or doing that kind of stuff? You, sir? What are you doing? Architecture. And what could you use this presentation for? To launch your own e-commerce. Okay, what about you? Speak louder. Got it. You work at a company or you work for yourself? At the company. Good. Okay. So I have like 10 different people. Which ones am I going to speak to? None. Okay, so, it's really important for me because the presentation I kind of did, it's 30% e-commerce, 70% general related, because I kind of presume that it's not going to be all about e-commerce. Okay, next thing, level. Which ones of you consider yourself beginner in the marketing, social media space? Maybe you have tried an ad, but you don't know. So let me tell you what beginner means. Maybe you have tried an ad, but you don't know what it really means. Maybe you have done some stuff, but you don't know how to scale them. Maybe you don't even know what a Facebook ad is, or an Instagram ad is, what Pinterest is. I have no idea. So which one is a beginner of you? Be honest, okay? Like, I'm a beginner. Okay, so that's 30, 40% of the audience. Which one is like, okay, intermediate is you're spending at least $5,000 a month. Which ones of you are spending at least $5,000 a month? Cool. And which ones of you are like, that's intermediate, and which ones of you are like expert, you're spending a ton of money, you're the best, maybe you should be speaking instead of me. Okay, love it. What are you doing? Banking. Yeah. And you're an expert in marketing. Yeah. Love it. You're working in marketing in the bank that you're working in, or?
Exactly. I work with an agency, of course, but
you're a marketing director.
I have access to AdWords, to
love it.
Facebook account, and everything.
Love it. So you're a marketing director or a CMO or something.
I'm media.
Okay, got it. And what about you?
I'm the director.
What? Cool. Who else said it was an expert? They were an expert. Was someone else? Did you? Nobody else? Cool. So my kind of presentation is targeted towards beginner to medium, okay? So I'm saying that I'm going to have some advanced stuff, but I really didn't want to do that because most of the people would not resonate, okay? So just to bring it up. But please don't leave. Just saying. Cool. So I'm going to talk about the importance of social media in 2018, some statistics and opportunities. That's a hard word to spell. High-level strategy and humor marketing. This is something that I kind of phrased, humor marketing. Kind of makes sense. I will explain in a second. Tactics for content creation and resources. Cool, really important. Resources, across my speech, I'm going to have some stuff that I will reference. And all those resources are going to be at the end. I'm going to have a link for you guys so you can download them all. Okay? So really what I want you to do in this call, whatever. I'm used to having calls with clients, like, whatever. So what I want you to do in this presentation is kind of stay engaged with me, stay active, and try to understand and think with me, okay? Because I would like to do at least 15 minutes of Q&A at the end and get specific cases and try to help specifically. Cool? So stay active. Otherwise, you're sleeping. Cool. Next thing. Bang. So importance of social media, 2018, statistics and opportunities. Cool. So as you can see, my level of translation on the spot is pretty good. So how big are the social media networks in 2018? Globally, and I'm just giving you global context so that you guys make sense, but today I'm assuming most of you are in Romania, playing in Romanian market, so I'm going to give the context for that. So globally, the internet penetration is about 4 billion. That's a lot of people, about 53% of the world, right? And just imagine, so right now, almost half don't have internet yet. So that's a lot of people, right? And Facebook is doing a lot of things with this. They're going to have like Wi-Fi all over Africa. Like imagine when the other like 4 billion come into on the internet. So social media penetration is 3.2 billion. So that's 42%. That's over, that's of the entire population of the Earth, okay, of the global population. And as you can see, the social media is kind of like 80% of the internet. So people that have internet have social media, which is really good. So Romania, Facebook, it's about 10 million, which is 51% of our population. I think it's maybe like 19 million people or something. And Instagram, it's about 3.2 million, which is about 16%. So I'm going to have at the end a slide. This is something that Hootsuite published. It's a digital 2018 report. Hey man, you're late. Just joking, I guess. Just joking with you. So I'm going to have at the end the 2018 digital report where you will see like all the statistics and like active users on Instagram and where people go shop, desktop, mobile, cards, like credit cards in Romania, credit cards in, like for example, credit cards in Romania, it's about 12%. In the US, it's about 92 or something. So that's why people here buy on cash on delivery. That's why here it's harder to scale on e-commerce, blah, 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 blah. So you can all learn all of that there. Oh man. So why should companies, okay, this is important. So why should companies invest in social media? Even if you guys are maybe investing some money, or you want to invest more, or you're a director of marketing and you want to like get your agency to do more, or you want to get your CEO to give you more budget, or whatever it is. Here are some stats. So why should companies invest in social media? And here is, so obviously I've done this in English subconsciously or something. So the title is in Romanian, this is in English, makes no sense. So I'm going to do a comparison between TV and social media. Obviously you guys can see it as well. So here's the thing, television, the spending in 2017 on television in Romania is about 250 million euros. That's peanuts compared to US, but that's a lot of money for Romania, okay? And for social media, it's about 60 million. Now, starting point for television, because that's what a lot of big companies do, that's why I'm doing that comparison, okay? There's also like media, like outdoor, newspapers, radio, all that stuff. Starting point is about 100,000 euros, and it can go like a lot more. It can go into 7 figures, like whatever it is. For social media, it's about 20 euros. Like you can literally start with any amount, which is pretty good because a lot of us don't really have 100,000 euros. And if we do, maybe we buy a car or something. So low virality on television. What does that mean? So on social media has high virality. When you go on social, you see something you like, you share it with your friends. You comment and you tag one of your girlfriends, and she's going to get that jacket or whatever. But on television, even if you're excited about a television ad, which we all know we're really not because we're not even looking at them, but whenever you're excited about something, there's not a lot of things that you can do to share, to make virality off of that. And the highest and most potent form of marketing, it's word of mouth, okay? What social media does is it amplifies and it gives a platform for scalable word of mouth. Does that make sense? Okay? So because when you get a bad experience with Fan Courier or with Auro.com or with EMAG or whatever, they're great folks. I'm just giving them as an example, so not hating on them. But whenever you get a bad experience, here's what you do. You tell your 10 friends, and you post it on Facebook, and you post it on Instagram. I mean, whatever. Not everybody does that, but if you want, you can. And now 4,000 of your friends know they've had a bad experience with Fan Courier. And as a friend, I really care. What's your name? I really care what Elena thinks about Fan Courier. I trust my friend more than the company, right? So it really matters the virality factor of things. Do you like Fan Courier? What? They're a great company. In any case, cost of creating content on TV, it's high. Cost of creating content on social media, it's low. What does that mean? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But what it means is essentially when you want to create something on television, again, the starting point is 100K. So really, you have one shot. It's really risky. If it doesn't work, you're kind of screwed. I mean, you're not screwed because you're a big company, you have a ton of money, and you don't really care. But it's a lot of money to create the content. On social media, I can literally just put up a phone and just do it. Like, for example, right now, she's from my team, and she's from my team. They're recording right now this. And this 50-minute session, I'm going to break it down in 3-minute videos that I'm going to publish on my YouTube channel, blah, 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 blah. And it's perfect that it's in English because my YouTube channel is in English. So you guys see, it's pretty low. Like my team, I mean, I need to pay them and everything else, but it doesn't cost me 100K. Cool? Next thing, audience attention. Medium, lower, year over year. That's year over year, okay? And social media, it's pretty high. So what does that mean? Everybody can relate, but the attention that we have on TV at the moment, it's not low yet. It's not bad yet, but it's going on a downgoing spiral year over year. In the US, it's incredibly low, okay? Outside of Super Bowl, if you guys know Super Bowl, whatever. So outside of that, the attention is incredibly low on TV. So basically, advertisers are spending billions to reach people that do not even watch the ad. And we all know what we do when an ad comes up on TV. We just switch to, I don't even know, Nevasta pentru fiica mea or something. Is that still on TV? Like, that was a bad show. Cool. What? Oh yeah, it was so bad, I remember it. The audience attention on social media, it's high, and it's getting higher year over year, okay? And you can see this in the report I'm gonna have at the end. You're gonna be able to see, for example, Romanian people still spend about 80% of their time on TV sets that are on the TV set's time. I mean, you look at something when it's time to see that. You don't look at it on demand, right? Netflix is on demand. You look at it when you want. So Romania still has a pretty good attention here, but it's going down. Cool. TV builds brand awareness. Social media builds brand awareness, relationships, and value. So the really important things here are relationships and value. As I said, it's cheaper awareness, relationships, and value. But what those things mean, relationships and value, it's one, relationships. Here's what you do. You post something, you're Pepsi, right? You post something, like you're fancy, you're Pepsi. So you post an ad, and like 20 people comment on it. Here's what you can do, Pepsi, but you don't do it because you're fancy. Go and comment to every single one of those people and appreciate them, engage with them. That's how you build a relationship. Does that make sense? And you guys can do that with 100 followers or 100 billion followers. You can go and engage with your people. If they like your post, here's a fancy trick. Go and invite them to like your page. I mean, it's kind of spammy, but it's still a way to engage. And it builds value. So because the cost of creating content is low, you can go out and do not have to sell every single time. When you're spending $200,000 on an ad on television, you need to sell something at the end, otherwise it's not going to make sense financially. But when you're spending $100 creating something, you can give value. And when you give value, people want to engage, because when you don't ask for something in return and you give, people want that, because there's so few of that type of people or companies. Does that make sense? So it allows value building, which is great. Okay, last thing, and I'll move to actual strategy and whatever. So hard to track, easy to track. Does that make sense? On Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, we don't really have Snapchat, but on all these big platforms, you can track how many people went to your site and added to cart and then purchased this product, and it was within this kind of value. You can see that. On television, you're kind of like blind, okay? So, does all of this make sense? I'm just trying to, for the people that are not convinced, just trying to sell you that social media is the best. Cool. So strategy, how much time do I have? Cool. So strategy for social media. Human marketing. Okay, this is really important. I want to give you guys the strategy. I'm going to have the slide at the end. Don't make pictures. Be engaged, please. Or you can take pictures, whatever, but take pictures of me. So I'm going to have the slides at the end for you guys to download. You guys can take notes and ask me questions. You can, whatever. So I want to give you guys the strategic foundation. This is really important. It's more important than the tactical stuff I will give you in 2 minutes, okay? The strategy, so let's look at our actions. There's a vision at the top. There's a strategy that aligns with the vision. There's a plan, and then there's tactics and tasks. Does that make sense? If you guys want to do anything, the most important thing I can give you is a great strategy and a great foundation to build your vision, to build your plan, to build your tasks. Because the tactical stuff, you can really search on Google for, okay? And for the people that want to learn it, for the people that don't want to learn it, you won't search on Google. You just won't do anything. So, and that's true. Why are you laughing? Are you going to do that? No. Okay, I'm going to look in your Google history. I'm not going to look in your Google history. You know what the hell. So, strategy for high-level social media marketing. I call this human marketing. Here's what it means. A lot of people approach, so you're new to this, or you've spent some money, and you look at all these social media platforms, like, what can I get from it, right? How can I publish something and make a bunch of sales? What's the cost per sale I can have for my fashion website? Or what's the cost per sale I can sell these chairs for? You're looking at it as a transaction. See that? And all of you are doing that, unless you're like some genius or something, which I'm not, so I had to work my way to this. So you're looking at it as a transaction. Now, how is that wrong? People on social media are people. I'm not a genius. So therefore, the way you want to interact with people is the same way I want to interact with you guys, the same way you interact with your friends, the same way you interact with people that you actually want to build a relationship with. You don't want to interact with them transactionally. Here's how transactional mindset looks like. Hey man, want to buy my course? It's $500. Say yes, man, that's a great customer. How can I get more of you? Thank you. So you guys see that that's not going to happen. If you just walk off the street. So here's how networking works. If I go to a networking party, or if you go to whatever, and I just go up to random people like, hey man, do you want to buy my services? Hey man, do you want to buy, like, maybe I'm tough and I can do that with like 30, 40 people, but it's not going to work. The way I can do that better is by, hey man, like, tell me about you. Tell me, what do you do? How can I bring value to you? And maybe in 6 months he will need me, or not. But again, I'm a human being. I'm not there to get something. I'm there to build a relationship, and maybe something will come out of that, okay? The biggest wins I've had in business were from relationships, number one. Two were relationships that I actually got something that I didn't expect from. Does that make sense? Like I went to a random person and I have this podcast that I do with like CEOs, and like I had an interview with Bob Proctor, and he has like 300,000 views on YouTube, right? Definitely one of my most viewed videos. And here's how I got that interview. Because Bob Proctor has like 3 million likes on Facebook. I went up to him and, hey man, how can I add some value to you? Can I interview you and promote you to my audience? I didn't ask for anything. I did the interview, and then he called me. Hey man, I see that interview is doing well. Can you do a strategy audit on our Facebook ads, right? Or can I introduce you to this CEO because I told him I want somebody to be my mentor, and I told him I could not get to that person. And he said, oh, let me introduce you to that person. And that person is right now mentoring me, who's a CEO of a 300 million a year company. So I could not have expected that. And that's because I built a relationship and didn't expect a transactional thing to happen. So, cool. It's a long story short, I didn't really have time. But the way you guys want to look at social media, if you want to win, if you just want to make some money, you can still do that. But you're going to win in the short term. If you want to win in the long term, you got to play by these rules. Or this is the best I've found. I don't know. You guys may be better than me. So so what is it? It's based on empathy, trust, reciprocity, authenticity, and constant communication. So what does that mean? Empathy. I go up to him. What do you need? What do you want? How can I help you? What do you have problems with regarding to this specific area? So I think about that. How can I help this person? I put myself in their shoes. Next, trust. Trust is really important. That's why a lot of people don't buy on e-commerce stores yet, because some Romanian e-commerce stores like 3 years ago screwed them up and didn't want to do returns with them. So trust destroyed. So you're better off, so here's the situation. You're better off sending something, if I send something to you and you don't like it, I'm better off losing $20 and earning her trust than making her pay for that return and she's never going to buy from me again. See? Reciprocity. When I publish content on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, email marketing, whatever it is that you're going to do, it's all the same thing, okay? I'm going to put value out there, and that's going to build reciprocity in people, right? So when you offer somebody something, that makes them want to do something back. If they're good people. If they're psychopaths, they're not going to, but that's, who markets to psychopaths unless you have like medical pills or something? So authenticity, really important that you have, authenticity means values and actually having like a spine. So as a brand or as a personal brand or as a company, people need to see that first off, there's some people behind that company. You're not just some scammer with like a company in Romania that's a ghost phantom company and you're just trying to sell some socks or whatever. So they want to see that you're a person. They want to see authenticity. And second, they want to see that you have values because people want to go around with people that have the same values as them, okay? Constant communication, which means you need to post a lot, okay? Do not expect, like, you don't go up to your friend and ask him to help you move your furniture when you have not talked with him for like 2 years, right? You may go do that, but it's probably going to be a no. And if it's going to be a yes, it's weird. Action step. Okay, really important. So, and then I'm going to get into the tactical stuff. 4 o'clock, man. So, content creation. Start from what people want and then give that to them in terms of content, in terms of product, in terms of experience, in terms of service. That may sound simple. Put it on paper. It's not. It's just not. Look at Amazon. Look at Apple. I was just speaking to one of my friends. I just landed yesterday from San Diego. I've been to a conference there with a couple of my clients, and I had this short interview with this person. His name is David Cancel. He's the founder of Drift. You guys may now know what that is, but it's basically a company that allows you to have messaging and bots on your website, so people can talk with your bot on your website. So they said that every engineer in their company and every employee has to spend 1 or 2 days a week talking to their customers and finding out what they need and finding out what they want. Now, for an engineer, that's a tough job. And for those of you that are engineers in the room, you know you don't want to talk to people. You just want to do your code and whatever. So if engineers do it, we all have to do it. And you need to do that. So start from what people really want, because that's what that does. You understand what really wants. And then you don't just build something you think is good. You build something that they will think is good, and they will buy. Because if you just build off of your image in your head, here's the thing. You're just one person that's not statistically correct. And you're probably going to fail. And if you're going to fail, your ego is going to crash on you because I was wrong, whatever. So content creation. In your content creation, when you're putting videos, content, ads, everything, make sure that it serves what people really want and what people really need. Second thing, content filter. When you have something that you want to publish, an ad, a piece of content, video, article, email, whatever, just double check in your head. Would you do that to one of your friends? Would you ask them to buy that right now? Would you do that to a person that has never heard from you again? Has never heard from you in the past? Right? Just have that filter in the back of your mind. Would you ask that person to do that? Would you do this? Would you say that if it was your friend? And just go through that in your head. It will make a lot of sense. And third thing, community management. Like I said, if you're Pepsi, you really want to spend a lot of time engaging with your customers. And if you're anybody, you really want to spend a lot of time engaging with your customers. For example, my Instagram is like 800 people, right? That's not a lot of people because I really don't focus on my Instagram, whatever. But it's good content on there. And the people that comment, I engage with them. And I have like 500 views on my Instagram story. Do you guys know what an Instagram story is? So 500 views on an Instagram story with 800 followers, it's a lot. It's like 60%. Why? Because I engage a lot with every single one of my 800 followers. And I have friends that have 10,000 followers and 300 views on their Instagram story, and even less likes on their posts. So they may have a bigger following, but they don't care about them. So you want people that care. That's why if you have 37 likes and you have 37 people that care about what you do, it's more important than having 10,000 people that don't give a damn, right? So just think about that. We as humans, we're like really egotistically driven to look at numbers. Like, oh, I don't have 10 billion people on my email list. Like, who cares? You need to have 1,000 good people. You need to have 100 good people. Cool? So I've been to this conference in San Diego, and there were like 20,000 people in a room, right? Like, that's a lot. Like, I don't even know, like Sala Polivalente, our size, like 3 times the size, filled with people. And the first slide they put up was something technical. Like, 90% of people pulled out their phones to take a photo. And I was like, man, like, just imagine like the synchronicity, the choreography of everybody else doing it at the same time is really complicated. So I just want to make that simple for you. I'm going to have the things at the end. So the simplified concept, so the simplified process. This is more complicated, but this is the simple version of it. You want to understand and create. That's all you got to do, even if you're big. You want to just understand and create and go to the cycle. The complete process for your study, it's understand, create a strategy, implement the strategy, analyze the results, and adapt, and then go back again. This is based on the scientific method, I think, for those of you that are like really deep into technical things like me. So that's how you want to think about everything in marketing and everything else. You want to understand the goal, the business, the product, everything else, the avatar, everything else. You want to create a strategy or a plan. You want to implement that and test it against reality. You want to get the feedback and analyze the results that you get from like real life people or whatever it is, machines, soon. And then you want to adapt. You want to take the conclusions and get back to understand and understand more, create a better strategy, implement better. You see how that's a great feedback loop? Like based on that feedback loop, everybody can win. It's just a matter of time. If you're disciplined enough to look at this as a system, and you're not going to get emotional. Because here's what I did. When I had a day with good results, I was hyped up. When I had a day with bad results, I was depressed. And you go on this emotional roller coaster, right? You guys can relate to that? For those of you that have spent a little bit of money, and especially when you're spending like $10,000 a day, right, or like $100,000 a day, or whatever, it's or like even $500 a day, or $5 a day, whatever, it's a lot. So that's the overall process. Now, simplified, you just want to focus on understanding your avatar, what their wants, needs, pain points, objections they have. I have a template for creating your customer avatar at the end, so you guys can download that and use that. Then you want to understand your product. You want to understand its benefits, the logical benefits, emotional benefits, and then you want to look at characteristics and everything else. I know a lot of you really understand your product, but I don't. So you have to understand how you can make me understand your product, right? I don't care about, like, when I bought this thing, they didn't convince me with, like, Intel E5 whatever. because I do not understand those things. But for an engineer, that may be interesting. So I understand. Let's walk through an example real quick, and then we're going creating content. So let's just say we have an engineer that wants a phone or a laptop. First off, engineers are more logically driven. I understand that about my customer. And I'm not going to, like a lot of engineers have Androids, mainly because it's a better technical choice. We just buy these things because they're easy to navigate, and we're not technical savvy. But for the people that are technically savvy and understand what's in a phone, they will buy a freaking Google, what's that Google, the new Google phone? Google Pixel. Like, that's an amazing phone. But I'm too lazy to move to it because I'm not a technical person. So I understand that, and I understand my product, and I'm going to put in front of them the benefits that they care about. If you want to sell to me a phone, you're going to sell me the iPhone, you're going to tell me you don't need to do anything. You just open up and just phone people and just go on Facebook because that's all you do on your phone, right? So you're going to, I care about simplicity, I care about not complicated, I care about all those things. Again, if you're trying to sell me this laptop, I bought this laptop, which is a lot more expensive than this is a Mac. It has a pretty good skin. So I bought this laptop not because it was the most technical advanced thing I could buy. I bought it because it's easy, kind of fancy, makes me look cool, right? And that's honestly what made me buy it. Now, is that something politically correct to say? Like, I want it to be cool. It's not, but that's really what makes people buy. All of you women in the room, look at why you buy clothing, right? Like, really. Oh, it's like this, is that. Nah, OK, who do you want to impress? Why? Do you want to stand out in the room? Are you, like, see that? That's what makes people buy. So you want to understand that. You really want to understand it. And you got to go deep. So understand it's really important. Understand your avatar, understand your product. There's more things to understand, but just start with those. That's it. If you understand those, everything is going to figure itself out. So next thing, you want to create content based on the avatar and product. And the content could be educational, inspirational, or entertaining. The content that you can create could be educational, inspirational, or entertaining. There's other categories, but these are the broad big things. Cool? Here's what you want to do. You want to look at your avatar and your product and see what content. And what I mean by content is when you go on Facebook, that's content. When you go on YouTube, that's content. An email, that's content. An article, that's content. Everything is content, something that I consume. I watch, I read, whatever. Does that make sense? I want to create content that understands the avatar and tells them what they want to hear and what convinces them to buy my product. So I just want to connect with my content those two things. I'm going to give you guys some examples. We're not going to have time to watch them all. I'm just going to show you one of them. We're going to look at it. It's right. It's loading. We're not going to have time to look at them all, as you see, like for 0.5 seconds. There's like 7 things. You're going to have them in the slides later. But all that you want to do with your content is put your product benefits in front of people and understand the people so that you can know how to talk to them. Let's walk through an example real quick. Let's say we're selling, oh, action example for the next video. So these guys, they're called Purple. They have mattresses. And this is like a $3,000 mattress. So it's a pretty expensive mattress, even for US. So what they did is they have a video that went viral in which they essentially test an egg that goes on the mattress and doesn't break because the mattress is so good. Now, how is that good? It's a product demo, right? Do you like eggs? You don't, right? She was like, maybe the egg was boiled. See that in the comments. It's like, bang. It was not. I was there. I was not. How is that good? Product demo. So they're showing product benefits in a video that's entertaining. Like, you want to watch it. Like an egg on the, like, I want to watch that. Right? So it's entertaining, but meanwhile it's entertaining, they're telling you product benefits. Here's another example. Let's just say I'm selling this camera. I'm going to have videos. Like, here's an example of a piece of content or ad I can create. Like comparison between that and that. Like, I don't know. I'm not technical, so this is hard. Let me see. So 10 pictures done by a camera that makes you look more beautiful or something. Like, you can do anything. You can have customers of that camera and talk to them and just have them put testimonials. That's a great ad. You can have, I don't know, you can do so many things. I'm really blind right now, but you guys can see that? Like you can have testimonials, you can have product demos, you can have information about your product, you can show what your product can do. And that's one of the most important things. I don't have it noted down here. What you want to focus on in your stuff, in your content, in your ads, everything else, is you want to focus on the benefit, the real life benefit that your product has on people. So not on the product itself, but the real life benefit. Let's take a Lamborghini. Technically, that gets you from point A to point B. Now, a bus does that as well. But there's a big difference between a Lamborghini and a bus, right? People buy the Lamborghini because it's a social status thing. It's beautiful. People may like to go fast. So that's the benefit that it has on people. That's not a characteristic of the Lamborghini. Does that make sense? So we want to focus ultimately on the ultimate benefit in people's lives. Can I have 5 more minutes? Thank you. The purple mattress, that's the example I said to you guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have this in the resources again. This is an example. I'm going to start from here because this is the easiest one. So this is an example that it's really good for e-commerce folks. This is called dynamic ads. I see people taking pictures. It's good. You can take pictures of me. It's fine. So so dynamic ads and automated carousel ads. This is really important for e-commerce folks. What does this do? Let's just say you have 1,000 people that go on your website. And you have 200 products. You have 2 choices. One, you can have an ad that targets everybody the same, even though you added to cart a mattress and you added to cart I don't know, a chair, and you added to cart a dress. Not you, sir, maybe she. So do you guys understand that? So you can have a one-size-fits-all approach. Or you can leverage Facebook technicalities, and Instagram allows this as well, and a bunch of other platforms, to do dynamic retargeting. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that when people go on your website, you're going to get back to them with an ad with that specific product they engaged with. And that's really awesome. Because here's how that plays. Do you guys understand what I mean? So every single person, so if you have 1,000 people that view or add to cart 300 different products, you're going to be able to get back to them with an ad personalized on their behavior and what they did, right? So you can talk to them dynamically, which is really good. People feel really good about that because you don't want to talk. I don't want to hear about your mattress if I care about that glass of water or something, right? Here's what that does. If you add a cart address and you're not kind of sure you want to buy it, I'm just giving the dress example because it's easy, right? And then 3 days later, you see that dress and there's a discount on it. Now that's a cheap marketing move. Discounts are not always good. But let's just go with an example. Like, oh man, that dress I just wanted to buy, it's like, oh man, let me buy it. You see what that does? It's so personalized and so intimate that people just resonate with that experience. So that's a good e-commerce thing. Now, these are 2 pages I want you guys to look at. Yes? Well, the website people have not engaged with any products, so what dynamic can you do with them? What personalized thing? So if people have done something personalized on your website, like sold a product or added to cart a product or bought a product, you can do these things. Technically, there's a process to this. Just search on Google how to set up dynamic Facebook ads. And there's like billions of tutorials, right? If you want to do it. If not, hire an agency, not us. Cool. Or us. So pages. These are 2 pages I want you guys to look at. I don't know Romanian ones, I'm sorry. But the thing about these pages, and I want you guys to look at them, is they have a lot of followers, but their engagement is amazing. There's a lot of pages, and especially with the latest Facebook updates, they changed their algorithm a bit. There's a lot of people that have like 10 million followers and like 5,000 organic reach. Now that sucks. Do you guys know how this is happening? So, of course you can pay your way to reach people. But really, organic reach, especially on Facebook, is proof that your content is good. And you don't want to amplify something that's bad. Because if you amplify a negative number, you're going to get more negative outcomes, I think. Maybe there's like chestia aia cu minusul la a doua de plus sau ceva. Nu chestia aia. What? Da. Minus and minus equal plus, not that thing. So you don't want to amplify something that's negative. So what you want to do is look at those things and see what content they create. Mike Rowe, I don't know if you guys know him, he published messages that gets from his mother, and he has like 10,000 shares and 30,000 likes. Like, that's cheap. I mean, it's not cheap. It takes like 2 minutes. It's even cheap and fast. So for those of you that are thinking like, oh, it's so complicated to create content, it's so complicated, it's not. You're just complicating yourself, and you don't want to start, okay? You can start and create cheap AF content, for those of you that know what that means. And it's really easy. So look at those 2 pages. Now we're going to look at this one example, and I really want to do at least 5 minutes of questions. Man, this is an ad of a pair of headphones that are kind of special. Now, the reason I show you this, you're really late, man. But it's OK. You're going to have the slides at the end, so pay attention. Cool. So what's really important about this ad, and the reason I'm showing it to you, so the rest you can watch. This is the purple ad I told you, and this has like 150 million views. That number, just read it. 150 million. What's important about this, it's really easy to produce. It's just a bunch of stock footage and a bunch of one camera interviewing the users, okay? So let's just look at it because it has 1.5 minutes. We're not going to look at the whole thing. We'll get bored, but cool.
Oh, that is huge. That's wild.
Cool. Now, I'm not sure you guys like that or not, but it has 5.4 million views, 15K likes, and 4K shares. That's not the best ad I've seen in my life, but it's pretty good. And this costed, I mean, this is in the US, so they probably costed like 5 to 10K to produce. But this in Romania would cost like $1,000 or less. And you could do it with your phone, like whatever. Here's what this did. So just look at that. Did you guys like it at all? OK. Here's what that did. To think with me. So first up, they had influencers and normal people in it. OK? What does influencers do? People that are influencers to the people that care about that stuff. I mean, not me. I don't know who the people were. But some of those people in the video are influencers in the sound engineering, whatever space. Because this is a product that really relates to people that are in the music space, that need the extra edge in sound quality. OK? So influencers, which is authority. You listen to people that are already doing what you want to do, authority. And then you have normal people, like just a random singer-songwriter, because that is relatable to people. So that's 2 things that they've done really well. Second thing, I just know these myself now, so they didn't come with it prepared. So second thing is live demo and real-life benefit, but not in them saying the benefit, in these people saying the benefit. Because they say, oh, wow, right? Like they're so good that those people that are in the space probably have tested like thousands of those, are saying that, so they must be good. See that? So they have proven the ultimate benefit of the product, which is the sound quality, through somebody else's saying it. So that's great. And they also said that, I don't think they said other benefits. Because really headphones, the only thing that matters to a sound engineer or to a person that's working in that space is how they sound. Whatever. If you want something that looks good, get Beats by Dre or something. Understand? Easy to produce, done the job. They said a bunch of them. OK? Cool. Next thing. And I'm going to be finished. Where is it? How do I do this? Play. Cool. So you're going to be able to see all the others as well in the resources. So here's what you're going to get. So, then I want to do questions. OK, I just switched to Romanian for a second in my mind. So if you want to get all these resources, the Digital in 2018 Global and Eastern Europe report, avatar template, promotional tutorial, and these slides, that's a link right there. Here's what it does. It gets you to my messenger, and it sends you a link with a Google Doc with everything in it. OK? And you can just receive that. What you're also going to receive, if you want to, if not, you can just unsubscribe, is we're going to launch a blog for Increased Media in a bit. And we're going to have a bunch of content. Basically, all my 20 people will write an article a month or a couple of weeks on what they do. So it's going to be a lot of expert content there. I am not sure how that's going to look, but we're going to launch it in about a month or 2 months. So and it's going to be the best content, the best blog out there, that's for sure. And I'm not modest. So That's what you're going to get. But really, right now, you want to get those resources. If not, you can just unsubscribe after. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to spam you anyway. So, cool. Other things, that's my social media right there. That's my Facebook. On Facebook, I really do post a lot of articles. I do post a lot of videos. Nothing really fancy. But I'm going to grow that even more. I'm not really focusing on my personal brand. And my personal brand is in English, by the way. So, but you guys are smart. So, in any case, Instagram, I post some weird stuff there, if you would like weird stuff. I have really a low amount of followers, but I don't really care. So LinkedIn, I'm really experimenting with the platform right now. It's huge. For those of you that are professionals and that can put in the effort, LinkedIn is something to explore. Like I've got to the CMO of a Fortune 50 company with a Facebook post that was strategically placed and then a couple of messages. Like, it's bullshit. It's just incredible. So that's just an extra tip. My YouTube is my name, so Catalin Matei. YouTube.com/Catalin Matei. There I have interviews, I have videos I do. I'm not really consistent, but it's a lot of great content. And I've done a 100-day vlog challenge where I vlogged every single day. She helped me with that. I think I vlogged 200 days actually, every day. Crappy videos, but put me in the right mindset and put me in the right way of creating content. Cool, guys? I also have a podcast where I interview like CEOs, marketers, stuff like that. You can get to that podcast either by searching the Catalin Matei Show on iTunes or just follow those links. So that's my stuff. Now, I don't know if I'm late or not. Can I do questions? I want to do at least 3 questions. Everybody hates me already, so. Do you guys want to do a couple? I really want to do some specific cases so that I can help you with like personalized stuff. Does that make sense? So I'm going to have this up so that you guys can take pictures and get the resources and whatever. Let's get a couple of questions. So who here has or either questions that can be easy to ask? You have a question. You don't? You know, whatever, I'm just messing with you. So either specific questions that you guys have after this presentation or specific cases that you have in mind and you're looking for strategic advice. Let's do it. Anybody has a question?
What do you think about marketing options that we have here in Romania compared to the ones that
Okay.
are in the States?
Yeah. So I didn't talk about promotions at all because it's complex, it's highly technical. You can learn that off of Facebook help. Kind of. Here's what's important about that. For the beginning, you're also going to receive promotional tutorial. I'm going to give you a link where it's the simplest explanation on how to promote a post. It's nothing fancy. For the medium advanced folks, it's not going to help you. But for the beginners, it's good to start. Okay? It's because I want you guys to at least start and practice some of the stuff I told you. Okay? If you don't, I'm going to follow you on Facebook and stalk you and tell you that you're not. And if you subscribe to my messenger, I'm going to give you like a message in like a month and be like, have you applied any of those yet? So to answer your question, sorry, the only differences between US and Europe and Romania is that in Romania you don't have access to income targeting. In the US you do. You can target people based on how much they earn, which is kind of creepy, but it's really interesting. Especially if you're selling like houses or like financial services or like really expensive products. So you can do that. Other things you cannot do is you cannot target people by their household size. And really, all the financial information is not there. But everything else is there. You guys will never use those things. I mean, I've been in this for a long time, and I have not used even 30% of the targeting options. So don't complicate it. Just stay simple. If your content is good, you're going to win. If your content is bad, you're going to lose anyways.
So you are saying what we have as targeting options in Romania now, it's sufficient. We don't need anything else.
Oh, yeah. You won't need anything else in like 3 lifetimes, hopefully. Maybe if you have something really specific, maybe there's like some hacks and stuff you need to do.
Yeah, like,
you can come after and tell me your situation, maybe I will help you out. What about you? You had a question. Cool. If you guys have a very specific question, but you feel it can help everybody, do it anyways. Like, okay, it's really, really specific. Cool. Anybody else? Let's do question, guys. Like, this is really useful. Cool. Okay, cool. One last question and we'll do a social break. Yeah. I know you. I know. That's a broad question. That's a broad question. How can you ask me how you can promote it? I said that's a broad question, right? So here's how you do. Shoot me a message afterwards. I will give you like a detailed answer. But mainly, what you want to do is, first off, are you into cooking at all? You're not. Why are you doing that? Because it makes money. You don't know anything about the avatar. How can you make something, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to roast on you, but you know what I'm saying? So you're going to do an extra job on understanding the avatar. What do women with 2 kids between ages of 25 to 54, I'm assuming that's your audience, care about in their melting stuff? I don't know, right? What do they care about? And then build content around that, what I just said, but you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? But you make it harder on yourself if you launch a product in something that you're not passionate about or know something in. Or maybe you can ask your mother. So build content around that. Product demo. Get it and melt some stuff. And in the video, say like how this is better compared to the other 3,000 options they have. Offer it to influencers. This is a great strategy. Check it out. So go to Instagram, find moms, your target audience, that have between 1,000 and 10,000 followers. These are called micro-influencers. Now here's the thing. Egocentric people don't want to do deals with those things because they're too small. But they have engaged audiences. If they have 10,000 followers or 3,000 followers, chances are those rest of their friends are their mom friends, or they're like really connected people. So do deals with them. Offer them the product and say, if you like it, do a video on your Instagram. And you're going to get people to start coming to you. Now, don't look at this as a transaction, make money now thing. Look at it as a branding, build relationship. Try to come up with articles that maybe recipes that you need that in, and you link to the product. See? But you need to offer value first, otherwise it's not going to work. Because there's a bunch of other people selling the same fucking thing, I think. Does that make sense? Cool. Another question. I won't roast on you. Roast. Do you guys know what roast is? Like, you don't? Okay, cool. Yes? B2B. B2B? B2B, industrial equipment. Like 50K plus? We'll finish right now. I know. You're giving me like, okay, cool. Louder. How? Power generators. First, do Google AdWords. If you have a really high-priced product and you can afford to spend a lot to acquire that customer, okay. But first, do you have Google AdWords in place? Okay, cool. Because with people that have a high-priced product and you have people that have intent, aka writing what they need, that's the best thing you can do. Most of the time, it's expensive. That's why social media is better. So for social media, I would figure out who are my target audiences, what companies do need your product. Maybe at scale, maybe at volume. I don't know. I need to figure out more. And you can use the targeting option in Facebook, which is called employer targeting, or job title targeting. And you can go and target Microsoft, blah, 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 or the companies that you care about. If are you selling in Romania? You're selling in Romania. Are there companies that you target big? Like how big? Big, big, big? Restaurants. You're better off going with like a job title thing. Like who is the person that is going to make that decision? What's their position? Restaurant manager? Go and target that job title, and so that's the targeting. Now you need to create content. How you create content is like create articles. How is your stuff going to help them? And this is easy because they're business people. If you're telling them the logic and how it's going to save them money or how it's going to save them time or whatever it is that your product does, yes. Who's making the decision? Make sure to target them. If you can't, there's other ways around it. If you can't do employer, aka target companies, or job titles, aka target people that are in those jobs that make the decisions, shoot me a message, I'll give you another option. But these are the easiest. So the targeting is the hardest thing for you because you want people that have the intent to buy a $20,000 product, or I don't know how much is it, right? So that's hard. The content, you can go as logical as you can. Just go logical. Like this company is using it. They're your competition, blah, 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 whatever. use us as well at a premium today, right? Don't mention their name. That's creepy. The company you're targeting. Does that make sense? Is that any helpful? So create articles that benefits of your product as logical as you can. And then the audience side, employer or job titles. If not, shoot me a message. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Hope this has been helpful. I'll be here to answer any questions. You can message me anyways and stuff like that. But I'll be here as well for like 5 minutes outside. I'll be outside. Thank you, Ilya.